Good Guy Nick, the hardest achievement in all Left 4 Dead 2. Now some of you might be wondering to yourselves, why is this the hardest achievement in Left 4 Dead 2? This achievement requires players to end up helping a free-to-play player survive a campaign. Now, in hindsight, that doesn't sound so difficult. However, though, the main catch here is that it has to be a free-to-play player. This is the main problem that comes from this achievement. The achievement is linked to the success of the player if they can time their play sessions just right, where they are on the game, so happen to run into a player that has got the game and decide to play it for free when Valve has a set date for it to be a free-to-play game. Now, the issues that arise from this achievement is that you have to end up getting lucky, essentially, and you cannot time this no matter what your skill level is. Because you have to run into somebody that wants to play Left 4 Dead 2 in 2022 when the game is over a decade old, so happens to be playing the game at the same time as you, so happens to be getting in the same lobby as you, and you play with them and help them beat the entire campaign without him disconnecting, rage quitting, or just simply dying before you have to get offline for the day. This achievement is so damn hard that it's stupid. However, despite these facts, I simply wanted to ask one question. What can we do to make this achievement possible again? Now, the simple answer to this question would be to just make the game free to play more often. However, though, I do want to end up proposing a different idea. I suggest that we change the rules for this achievement. Make it where you have to complete a different action to get the same achievement. Now, for some of you, this might ruin the achievement because you might be thinking to yourself like, oh, well, the reason why it's so novel is because it's super rare, and if we change the achievement, make it where everyone can get it, then Good Guy Nick loses its novelty. Now, even though that's a valid concern, I do want to bring up two things about why I disagree. Is number one, Ghost of Christmas Present. Ghost of Christmas Present is essentially an identical achievement to Good Guy Nick, however, though this achievement is still possible within the means of the game as it currently stands. The achievement simply asks you to play with a free-to-play holiday player in Left 4 Dead and help them survive a campaign. Now, for those of you guys that don't know how this achievement works, even though it's very similar to Good Guy Nick, let me explain. A couple years ago, there was a time frame in Left 4 Dead where you could get Left 4 Dead for free permanently. You would play during the Christmas season and you got to keep the download. It wasn't going to be locked or unavailable to you after the weekend like Good Guy Nick was. You just simply got to keep the game forever for free. Which means that if any other players were to play with you and you ended up beating a campaign with them, they would end up getting an achievement off of you, which was Ghost of Christmas Present. Now you might have a new question. You might be thinking to yourself being like, okay, if Good Guy Nick and Ghost of Christmas Present are essentially the exact same achievement, which is just helping a free-to-play player beat a campaign, does that mean that if I get Ghost of Christmas Present, I also at the same time will get Good Guy Nick? And what I can tell you from my experience is no. A couple months back when I was playing Left 4 Dead 2 trying to get gameplay footage for one of my YouTube videos, I ended up finding a free-to-play Christmas player by actually getting into a random lobby in a public match. I played the campaign as normal, and then by the very end, the achievement just popped up on my screen, and now I was a owner of Ghost of Christmas Present. And I was thinking to myself, being like, the chances of this were so small, I was shocked that I got this. However, though, notice that I didn't get Good Guy Nick alongside this achievement, which means that the achievements are regulated separately from each other. Now keep in mind, I also could just be flat out wrong, and because of my lack of knowledge of this achievement, that this might just be completely inaccurate and some people might have gotten both at the exact same time. However, though, from my point of view, this has never happened to me. If we were to change the rules of Good Guy Nick, the appeal of that achievement would just go over to Ghost of Christmas Present, which is essentially the exact same thing, but is still possible within the current means of the game as we're recording this video. You can still get this achievement legitimately. The second thing that I also wanted to address about the idea of changing the ways that Good Guy Nick is earned is what will we change about the achievement that would make it a different way you can earn it? Now, there's a lot of different ways we could change this achievement. In fact, I think that this is going to be possibly the most talked about section in the video. It's going to be, what are we exactly changing about the achievement? Are we going to be making it so that way you don't have to play with a free-to-play player and it's just helping any player beating a campaign? Or we're going to make it so that way we have to have multiple people beat the campaign? Is there even going to be some really bizarre random role, like we have to play specifically as Nick while we're helping people beat a campaign? And the answer to that, my friends, is going to be no. The idea behind this video is not to make the achievement a different type of annoying, but to make it less annoying. We are trying to make it a challenge but not going to be something that is impossible. But keep in mind that this is my opinion, so if you do have a different opinion, my friends, and you would like to share it, by all means, please put them down below in the comments. I would like to read what you guys have to say, and I would like to even have a friendly debate with you if you don't happen to agree with me. We as a community need to come together and decide what we want this achievement to be going forward, and if that's the case, we need to make sure that what we suggest is the right thing, and we can't end up making it where we have takesies backsies. So, this is my suggestion on how we fix Good Guy Nick. This is what I'm going to be making the rules for. Good Guy Nick is an achievement going forward that you have to help a player survive a campaign without being downed or incapacitated. Now, some of you are probably thinking to yourself, like, John, that sounds extremely easy. That kind of defeats the whole entire purpose of getting a hard achievement. Why are you basically giving away Good Guy Nick? Now, you see, my friends, I left out one critical detail because this is the catch. It has to be in versus mode. The reason why I want to be in versus mode is because of three key things. Number one, this forces players to help out each other, because instead of being able to load into solos and essentially cheat the achievement, you actually have to play with people and therefore help them out and be literally a Good Guy Nick. This is going to reinforce teamwork, this is going to reinforce people wanting to communicate with each other, and making lobbies overall more enjoyable. Second as well, this helps keep public matches and specifically versus alive, because if you have this achievement, something that everyone has been dying to get for the last several years, and you link it to a game mode that is player dependent, that game mode is going to thrive. Eventually, one day, Left 4 Dead will die. The public lobbies will just cease to fill up and they will no longer exist. However, though, if you keep people incentivized, they will come back and they will play the game. And one of the ways you do that is giving them a rare opportunity to get an extremely rare achievement. Third, this offers a legitimate challenge to this achievement still. If you're playing against other human beings that are in your lobby, they're not going to be pushovers. They're going to want to kill you just as bad as you're going to want to kill them. They're going to be sweating their balls off trying to make sure that you can't get that achievement, and the next round when it's their turn, they're going to be sweating their balls off to make sure that they are the ones that are getting the achievement themselves. Which means that you're going to be making lobbies super competitive but also super fun. Imagine the rush of waiting your next turn where you're playing as a special infected and you want to be able to be the survivor again, so that way you can be able to be a good Samaritan. You'll look forward to helping out your teammates. And even when you are the special infected, it'll just be satisfying knowing that you are one of the very few that have a rare achievement because they were just simply not good enough to keep up with you. And the thing is, though, is that this achievement is not going to be as hard as it may seem, because you're going to have two other teammates other than yourselves, which means that all you have to do is, by the end of it, make sure that throughout the whole entire game, at least one of your teammates never downed. The way that the achievement is designed is supposed to be a 3 strikes you're out rule. You have 3 survivors. Try not to have any of them down. If you have one of them down, you have to keep track of the other 2 more as a priority than the other one. Then if you end up having another one down, you have to keep track of that one last survivor as a priority in comparison to the other 2. But the good news is, though, is that you still want to keep all your other teammates alive even if they have down, because they can help you also keep the one that has not downed yet alive. We are fundamentally taking Good Guy Nick and making it, instead of an achievement about trying to help a free-to-play player win, we're trying to make it where we all, at the end of the day, win. But yeah, guys, that's going to be here for today's video. But before we do take off, please, by all means, drop a like, comment, subscribe to show your guys' support, and share this video around online. There is the very rare possibility that if we share this enough times that Valve will notice. And keep in mind is that even though Valve isn't very active that much anymore, they still do pay attention. I mean, hey, look at Left 4 Dead with The Last Stand. That update didn't need to come out. It was us as a community that worked together to make that come out. So we're a lot more stronger than you guys realize. But yeah, guys, in addition to that, if you also like to financially support the channel, I would tremendously appreciate if you guys could go check out my Patreon. It's always linked down below in all my YouTube video descriptions. Or you guys could use supporter creator code BlackNinja797 in all caps in the Fortnite Epic Games item shops, because Epic is my very first sponsor, and they were sponsoring today's video, so shout out to Epic Games. And I hope you guys end up enjoying seeing another YouTube video from the most unique YouTubers you're ever going to see. Thank you for watching, guys. I love you, and peace out.
Hey, meme lords. Jesus here. And you better have enjoyed that video there by the eternal god Daddy Ninja. You should probably subscribe too, or the mighty Moab will come for your balls. If you enjoyed the video, you might like it too. And Give me the memes. Flash, bang, boom!